Is it that some dogs are just naughtier than others? And maybe it's their breed or their gender? Or could it possibly be that that dog has no understanding of what's expected of them and they don't know how to do what you're asking of them? It's likely that the human expectations are a little too high as well. Guess what? It's the last few. Before we begin, hit that thumbs up to let me know you're watching. And while you're at it, that subscribe button so you get notified when the next video goes live. Michelle here with How to Train a Dream Dog. In this video, we are going to talk about the do's and don'ts when it comes to correcting a puppy. Here's the deal. Dogs are born without a set of guidelines to follow in the human world. They understand the dog world, but now that we have them in our home, we have to teach them how to handle all things in the human world. It's up to the human in charge to teach them what we want them to do, what we don't want them to do, and how to stop doing all those unwanted behaviors in the first place. You know the behaviors I'm talking about. Jumping and barking and chewing and digging and accidents, and the list could go on, right? Dogs display unwanted behaviors when they are full of pent-up energy and when they are also completely drained and need naps and some downtime. Think of little kids who just woke up from a nap and are ready to play and run and jump and get into everything. Now, think of those little kids at the end of the day at the amusement park. They're tired and they're cranky from all the stimuli they were exposed to all day long. The sights and the sounds and the smells and the rides, it gets to be too much. You see, when your puppies are really little and very young, pretty much everything is overwhelming to them or can be overstimulating to them if they're exposed for some time. Sometimes it doesn't take much for a puppy to get overwhelmed or overstimulated. I want you to remember to check your puppy's batteries when your puppy is displaying some unwanted behaviors. This really means you're going to evaluate where their energy level is. And if their batteries are full, you're going to make sure you give them an outlet to release all that pent-up energy. This could be in the form of zoomies, or being able to race around in the backyard on a long leash, or giving them some toys in their puppy pen. Now, canine enrichment is another way to exercise your puppy mentally. For more information on canine enrichment activities, check out this video here. During the time that your puppy has full batteries, or they're fully charged and have a ton of pent-up energy, they're going to bite and nip and jump and bark even more. They are not going to be able to focus very well during training either. Sometimes it's recommended that you exercise your dog before you even start training sessions. This will definitely help them focus better during training time. Now, for more information on the best puppy exercise tips, check out this video here. Okay, the opposite holds true when our puppies have drained their batteries. Now, your puppy may be extra bitey or nippy and jumpy and barky because they're overtired and cranky and need a nap. And it is best to put your puppy in the crate and cover the crate and turn on the calming music and make sure the Adaptil or the dog appeasing pheromone is plugged in. And maybe even turn on that snuggle puppy, or what we like to call the heartbeat dog as well. For more information on crate training and helping your puppy settle better in their crate and faster, check out this video here. Now, dogs also display some unwanted behaviors because they just haven't been taught how to do something different. Oftentimes, puppy owners accidentally reinforce behaviors that they don't want to see without realizing it. A good example would be you continually petting a dog that keeps jumping on you. If we keep reinforcing the behavior, it becomes stronger because the dog is learning the behavior works. Instead, we want to teach our dogs how to sit politely in order to get attention from us. And oftentimes we also hear people using aversives like squirt bottles and shaker cans and e-collars, or resorting to yelling and screaming and hitting their dog. Okay, while these may serve to be like a quick fix, they definitely affect the welfare of the animal and lead to some serious behavioral issues in the long run, especially if overused or done incorrectly. Now, I never recommend hitting an animal though. Gaining an animal's trust and building a common language between two different species, human and canine, is like building up a bank account. We make deposits into the trust account one positive interaction at a time. Alternatively, we make withdrawals with negative interactions, such as threats, force, and punishment. Choosing to teach without coercion is not a denial that coercion is effective in changing behavior, but just because we can doesn't mean we should, especially when equally effective, safer, and more humane alternatives exist. All behavior serves as a function. It's our job to understand why it's happening and how we can help our pups navigate the situation. Understanding canine behavior is a science that takes time to study and practice. Just to be clear, it's never okay to hit or even tap a dog on their nose or butt. I see these techniques being used often by new puppy owners who are frustrated and who want their puppy to stop unwanted behaviors like nipping and taking things that they shouldn't have. We always want to make sure that we're working towards building a solid relationship with our puppy. That includes positive reinforcement as we build trust together. Using aversives or even old school fear-based style techniques can do a lot of damage to the relationship that you are trying to build with your puppy. We want our puppies to want to work with us, not be feared into working with us or be feared into stopping a behavior. The secret to stopping your dog's less than desirable behaviors is to teach them what you want them to do in the first place. Be proactive, not reactive. Okay, well, it's no secret at all, but it can be a bit more challenging if you don't know how your pup's brain thinks and works. You can't just tell your dog not to do something without teaching them what they should be doing instead. Your dog won't be able to figure out what you want them to do unless you actually teach them these skills. Now, all too often I hear new puppy owners say that they have tried everything and they just aren't seeing results. When we hear phrases like, "I've tried everything," or "I've done everything I could think of," the puppy is still defiant and stubborn and refusing to listen. Then we have to evaluate if our puppy actually understands what's being expected of them at all. I can guarantee you that if your puppy knew what was expected of them, they would do it. There is no such thing as a stubborn or difficult puppy. That is a complex human emotion, and dogs are not that complex, and they don't have morality. Dogs aren't giving you a hard time. They are having a hard time. What we do find is that puppies may seem like they're refusing to do something because they're either confused or there's a lack of motivation to do what you're asking of them. Or there might not be enough reinforcement for them. And it's likely that they're flooded with information or they're overstimulated. That means they aren't going to be able to perform the task that you're asking of them. Let's take, for example, a puppy who keeps nipping and biting at the kids. The kids are excited. They're running through the house. They have happy tones and they're squealing and they have high energy. They're just moving fast. These are all things puppies are drawn to. So movements and sound and energy. Now, if a puppy is nipping and you scold them for nipping, they're not going to have any understanding what they did was wrong in your eyes, nor will they know what they are supposed to do instead. They were just following the kids and engaging with the excitement. Now, if you want your puppy to stop nipping, then you have to teach them how to have impulse control around that excitable behavior from the kids. This is definitely something that takes time and training. There isn't just one thing that you can teach your puppy to make this behavior stop immediately. The distraction levels would be too high, and your puppy's training level is probably very limited. This concept applies to almost every situation your puppy encounters. Now, in order to teach a puppy a skill like this, we have to first start teaching them without distractions present. This means we can't practice with the kids running through the house when we first start out. We have to start out with no kids present and no other distractions present. We start working on foundation skills such as sit, or down, or stay without distractions, and gradually increase the distractions as training sessions progress. Now, we do have to take into consideration our puppy's age as well. Impulse control comes with age and maturity, and of course, training. Now, for more information on how your puppy's brain works and more about this training style, check out the free Better Puppy Behavior Workshop. The content inside the workshop is extremely valuable. Did I mention it was free? The link to register for this workshop is below in the description. Now, in case you were thinking that unwanted behaviors will just go away as your puppy gets older, you would be mistaken. Leaving your dog to attempt to make their own good choices is asking for trouble. Your dog is not capable of choosing the right behaviors solely on their own without any instruction. until they're taught to do so and until they're mature enough. When it comes to training a puppy, we have to get it out of our heads that it's all about correcting the unwanted behaviors. Instead, it's actually more about teaching your dog desirable behaviors, reinforcing regularly for the behaviors we love so we can see more of them. It's also about evaluating our puppy's energy level and providing them the right downtime or exercise. It's also about making sure our expectations are in check as well. Oftentimes, new puppy owners have really high expectations for their really little, very young puppies. Now, for more information on what you should expect from your puppy, be sure to check out this video here, all about new puppy expectations. Now, keep in mind, any correction that you make should be more focused on teaching puppy what you'd like them to do instead. Let's take, for example, a puppy that keeps biting at your ankles. Redirecting them to an alternate toy is a great option, as long as the toy has more value than your ankles. So just giving them an or annoying noise and showing them a new toy without making the toy exciting is only going to lead your puppy back to biting at your ankles. Whenever we make a toy more exciting, we have to add noise and movement and maybe even some sort of interesting scent to it. So for example, this rope toy has been left in the dog food bag overnight. Now, it's gonna contain a lot more scent than if you just gave a boring old rope toy to a dog. When I do give the toy to a dog, I'm gonna make sure that I move it around and I tap it on the floor and I toss it away from me. This is one way we add value. Now, be prepared to do this several times. If you find that you've done it several times and your puppy still chooses your ankle over the rope toy, or any other toy that you've given them, it may be time to evaluate their energy level and provide a different kind of exercise or a nap in the crate. Whatever you do, don't ever hold your dog's nose close to try to keep them from biting. I've seen and heard people use this technique all the time. It drives me crazy. This is one way to actually increase the probability that your puppy will bite even more. If somebody held you against your will, your instinct is to pull away or fight for your safety, right? Well, a puppy's going to want to nip and bite at the hand coming at them, or directly after their nose or mouth has been released. This is going to frustrate your puppy and increase the probability that they're going to bite even more. This also breaks down the relationship and the trust that you are trying to build up with them. This could backfire at other times as well. Now, think about it like this. A dog that needs medication. If you've previously held your dog's mouth closed, and you've made a negative association with them being touched around their face or nose, this means the dog may fight or wiggle or squirm or bite if you attempt to give them that medication. Instead, we would rather you teach them a game we like to call Bump It instead of Bite It. Now, inside of Module 1 of our online puppy training program, we cover this in more detail. The idea is to teach your puppy how to bump your hand instead of bite it. This is a way more productive skill and a better way for your puppy to interact with you and others, including the kids. Now, this is not a skill they come equipped with. They don't understand how to do it on their own, and they really need to be taught how to play this game. As you can see, it is far better to teach our puppies and be proactive about their training instead of reactive. And if you're expecting that your puppy will learn these skills in a very short amount of time and be able to duplicate them in any environment they're in, you are setting your expectations too high too soon. Remember, your puppy has to first learn a new skill without distractions. Then the distractions have to gradually increase over time. You have to then practice in each new environment you want your puppy to be successful in. This is why trying to get your puppy to go for a walk down the street before they even learn where they're supposed to be and remain at your side isn't going to work. So if your puppy is pulling on the leash, you're not going to want to pop on the leash or pull them back, as this is actually going to get them to pull even more away from you. And we definitely talk more about this in the Better Puppy Behavior workshop that I mentioned earlier in this video. When your puppy is displaying unwanted behaviors, the first thing I want you to do is think about what you want your puppy to do differently. Don't immediately use verbal corrections or physical punishment to get them to stop the unwanted behavior. Think of all the skills your puppy needs to be taught in order to display better behavior. The skills might need to be broken down into smaller steps when training starts. Start working through each step to teach your puppy what they should do instead. Now, for more information on a step-by-step lesson plan to teach each skill to your puppy, Be sure to check out the online puppy training program called 30 Days to Puppy Perfection. The link is in the description below this video. Now, in the comments below, tell me which unwanted behavior you're hoping to work through with your puppy.